Welcome back, my dear friends, to another episode of our travel history. This time, my friend Ayona and me were traveling from Dubai to the Istanbul. We were to be joined by my good friend Leena Paul, who was traveling in from Bahrain. Stepping out of the terminal, the cool night air of Istanbul greets us. But tonight, we'll be taking the taxi for convenience and a bit of that late night city experience. As we drive through the city, one can see the streets illuminated by a mix of street lights and the glow from shops and cafes. Istanbul truly comes alive at night with a unique charm that's different from the daylight hustle and bustle. We are now crossing the Bosphorus Bridge connecting the Asian side to the European side of Istanbul. The next morning, while we wait for our guide to arrive, we decided to have a quick walk around the hotel. This area is rich in history and filled with charming stores that showcase the local culture and crafts. Beautifully handicrafted ceramics, each piece tells a story of the rich heritage and artistry of Istanbul. As we strolled along the lanes, we came across another mosque which had exquisite work done on its doors, and we had a quick glimpse inside. As we strolled down these quaint cobblestone streets, the aroma of freshly brewed Turkish coffee and the sound of merchants setting up their stalls filled the air. As it was almost time for our guide to arrive, we walked back to the hotel. We are stepping into the grandeur of the Ottoman Empire with a visit to the legendary Topkapi Palace. Situated in the heart of Istanbul, this historic site served as the primary residence and administrative headquarters of the Ottoman Sultans for nearly 400 years. As we enter through the Imperial Gate, we step into the first courtyard, also known as the Court of Janissaries. This vast open space was once the scene of grand ceremonies and military parades. Ahead we see the Gate of Salutation, marked by its two imposing towers. This gate leads us into the second courtyard, where only the Sultan and his closest associates were allowed to pass. In the second courtyard, we find the Divan Tower where the Imperial Council meet. We are now entering the Imperial Council chamber, also known as the Divan-i-Humayun. Sultan and his ministers once conducted the affairs of the empire. This room is a centerpiece of the administrative heart of Topkapi Palace. Stepping inside, we are greeted by a room that exudes authority and history. The walls are adorned with exquisite Iznik tiles, showcasing intricate floral and geometric patterns that reflect the artistic mastery of the Ottoman period. About 30 sultans ruled from the Topkapi Palace for nearly 4 centuries. Around the council table, the Grand Vizier and the other high-ranking officials would gather to discuss matters of state, from military campaigns to domestic policies. The Sultan's discreet listening area, known as the Golden Window, allowed him to oversee the discussions without being seen, maintaining an air of mystic and control over his ministers. The clock room in Topkapi Palace is a remarkable space dedicated to the display of an extensive collection of timepieces. The room houses a variety of clocks from different periods and regions, including Europe and the Ottoman Empire. This includes ornate pendulum clocks, pocket watches, and mechanical timepieces. Many of the clocks in the collection were gifts from European monarchs and dignitaries to the Ottoman sultans. The canopied gate of Felicity leads to the third courtyard or the inner courtyard, which housed the private residence of the Sultan and the inner palace school. Only the Sultan, members of his family, his servants, and the occasional approved a visitor could enter. Visitors to the Sultan could only go as far as the audience chamber and were expected to follow strict customs. They could not make eye contact or speak directly to the Sultan. The treasury building in Topkapi Palace is known as the Imperial Treasury. It houses an extensive collection of valuable items, including jewels, arms, and other treasures accumulated by the Ottoman sultans over centuries. Among its most famous exhibits are the Topkapi dagger, the spoonmaker's diamond, and a variety of ornate ceremonial objects. This 86-carat pear-shaped diamond is set in a silver mount and surrounded by a double row of smaller diamonds, creating a stunning visual effect. The jewellery collection in the treasury of Topkapi Palace is renowned for its exquisite craftsmanship and historical significance. There are imperial crowns and headpieces, adorned with precious stones like emeralds, rubies, and pearls, showcasing the grandeur and splendor of the Ottoman court. The view from the second floor of the Treasury Palace. The collection features a wide range of earrings and bracelets, often made from gold and decorated with precious stones. These items reflect the fashion and aesthetic preferences of the Ottoman period. In courtyards. To our left, the palace kitchens once prepared feasts for up to 5,000 people. Today, they house a stunning collection of Chinese and Japanese porcelain. These pieces highlight the luxurious lifestyle of the Ottoman elite. Like other objects in the Topkapi Palace Museum, the pieces in both collections were either made by the workshops on the orders of the Sultan, purchased at markets, received as gifts from foreign dignitaries, or amassed from conquered populations. The third courtyard extends to the fourth courtyard, which consists primarily of terrace gardens and pavilions. It is home to the lushly decorated circumcision chamber, the Baghdad Pavilion, and the Yerevan Pavilion. One of the most distinct structures of the fourth courtyard is the quaint gilt bronze iftar pergola, where sultans would break their fast if Ramadan fell in the summer. The Baghdad Pavilion is one of the elegant structures located in the fourth courtyard of Topkapi Palace. Built by Sultan Murad IV in 1639, it commemorates the Ottoman conquest of Baghdad. The pavilion is a prime example of classical Ottoman architecture. It features a central dome, an octagonal layout, and beautifully proportioned windows that allow ample light to enter. The circumcision pavilion, actually built for the circumcision ceremonies of the Ottoman princes, the pavilion played a significant cultural role as a setting for lavish ceremonies that marked a rite of passage from Ottoman princes, reflecting the empire's tradition and customs. The fountain of Sultan Ahmad III is a large square block built with 5 small domes. Mihrab-shaped niches decorated in low relief with foliate and floral designs in each of the 4 facades, each containing a drinking fountain. The water is supplied from an octagonal pool inside the kiosk, with circulation space around it for kiosk attendants. On each corner is a triple grill issued cups of water or sarbat free of charge from behind a grill. The palace offers a glimpse into the opulence and grandeur that defined an empire.